So they tell us a story about a ruler named King Herod who ordered the killing of innocent infants. A brutal act, a horrifying narrative, one meant to shape your perception of both power and prophecy. But pause, think, analyze. Rome, the very empire in which this story is set, was not ruled by kings. It was ruled by emperors. So if Herod is called a king, then we must ask a simple, unavoidable question. King of what exactly? And don't rush to answer, because this is where the cracks begin to show. If he was a king, then from which kingdom? And if the answer circles back to Rome, then the contradiction stands exposed, because Rome did not operate under kingship. So what are we looking at? A historical confusion, a mistranslation, or something far more uncomfortable? A narrative that was never meant to be questioned. 1. When doctrine ignores logic. Here is where it becomes dangerous. Not the story itself, but the absence of questioning it. Because once a doctrine conditions you to ignore contradictions, it no longer seeks truth. It seeks control. A logical mind does not fear questions. Only fragile systems do. If a single inconsistency can shake the foundation of a narrative, then perhaps that foundation was never stable to begin with. And yet millions accept it. Not because they've tested it, but because they've inherited it. This is how doctrines survive. Not through truth, but through repetition. 2. The weight of inherited belief. Ask yourself something honestly. Did you choose these beliefs, or did you receive them? Because there is a difference between discovering truth and being told what truth is. And once a belief is embedded early enough, it no longer feels like an idea. It feels like reality itself. But reality does not fear examination. Only illusions do. 3. The uncomfortable awakening. Now, this is not about rejecting everything. It is about seeing clearly. Because once you notice one contradiction, you begin to notice others, and the mind starts to wake up, slowly, uncomfortably. But truth has never been comfortable. The question is not whether the story is meaningful. The question is whether it is accurate. Because meaning without truth is manipulation. 4. Final reflection. So when they tell you about kings in empires that had none, when they present narratives that collapse under basic scrutiny, you are left with a choice, not of belief, but of awareness. Will you continue to inherit ideas, or will you finally examine them? Because the moment you start questioning is the moment you start thinking. And that is where real freedom begins. Don't forget to follow, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel until we meet again.